Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to continue on with the A5 drawing. I'm going to show you how to create angled walls and furniture and render the inside of it so it looks like the real room. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change the side walls and make them angled from the 2.5 metres up to the 3.5 metres. The first thing we need to do is need to isolate this back wall. So we're going to use the line tool, L for line tool. We're going to draw a line across from that point to that point. Note that it's green, indicating it's parallel with the green axis. And across there again. We can now pull this up to an extra 1 metre. And what we need to do now is we need to bring this end of the wall up and not the other end. We can do that by using the move tool. So that's M for move. Select that little blue line there and raise it up till it touches the top. Over the other side, I might zoom out a little bit, zoom in, choose the line, it's better, and then move that up. Touch the top. Okay, so now the side walls are angled. You might also remember that we have a line going all the way around on all three walls where the brick wall only goes up so far. And it just so happens that it also aligns with the top of the door. So what we can do here is use the top of the door as an indication of the height of the line. So if we draw a line from the top of the door here across, parallel to the green axis, then from there parallel to the red axis, we've now got the height of the brick wall, and we can now render that brick wall. So, rendering. We're going to use the paint bucket, and we're going to choose in the paint bucket bricks and cladding. I'm going to use this one here because this looks like that, and we're going to colour that, that. Zoom in, and that little bit there. You know, it's now rendered in brick wall, and we can colour in the top the same colour as the paint later on. We're also going to do the floor now. We're going to use the carpets and fabrics and choose an appropriate, that one looks pretty close, and we'll colour in the floor as well. We've now coloured the floor and the walls in. We now need to start bringing some items into the drawing that represent the windows, doors and furniture. So in order to do that, we need to have access to the internet, and we need to use the 3D Warehouse, and that's under File, 3D Warehouse. Okay, notice mine's not working there. Sometimes that happens. We can also go through Windows, 3D Warehouse. And what we're going to type in there is we're going to type in and search for an aluminium window. Enter. What we need to do is find one. Well, that one's interesting. That looks very similar to what we've got. 3 panels. We're going to download that one. Okay, well, yep, I can agree with that. Now it asks me load into model. Yes, we want to do that. Okay. And we need to then bring it in here. Now notice that it's actually the wrong way for what we want, but that's fine. We can actually rotate that. So with the rotation tool, and the shortcut for rotation is Q, we need to make sure that we have the rotation in the blue axis. Notice that the rotation quadrant there is blue, If I move it to there, it changes to red, and if I put it on the other side, it'll change to green. I need to have it in the blue direction, so I'm going to click on that bottom line there. I'm going to click a little handle, and then I'm going to rotate that. I might rotate the other way and make that 90 degrees. Type in 90, enter. It's now running parallel to there. And what I can do, using the Move Copy tool, M for Move, I'm going to click right on that bottom corner there. It needs to be on that bottom corner because I need to line that up with that bottom corner there. Now automatically you'll see we have a problem, and that is that these windows are too tall for the space we want to put them in. But that's alright, because we can use this tool over here, the Resize tool, to resize them. Now when you're resizing, make sure you use these little middle handles, because if you grab that one, okay, it will change the width of the window. We don't want to change the width, we only want to change the height. So we grab the handle there and we'll bring it down and then scoot across and touch the top of that wall, and that will mean that that window is exactly the same height as the top of that wall. Now we also have a problem in that it's a different width, but that's fine, because what we can do, we've got two options here. We can copy and paste it, so we have two of them to fill up that space, or we can extend it. So I'm going to show you both. So we'll go back to the Resize tool, grab that little handle there, click it onto there, and there we go. We've expanded out to fit that space. But those windows look a bit big, so that's probably not the best way to do it. So I'm going to undo that. And what I'm going to do is resize this to half the width of the wall. Now I need to know where half is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tape measure tool. I'm going to click on this line here, and then I find the center point of that. There it is there. Okay, so I need to make that width. So click on that, click on half. Now that's half the width of the space. Now if I use the Move Copy tool now, I use M, I click on the bottom, Alt makes it into the Copy tool, and then I move this along and align it with there. And I now have two windows, half the width each. Voila. Right, so that's our windows. Now we've got to get a door. But the door is a double door, so we're looking for a double door. Again, we'll go to Windows, 3D Warehouse. It's taking a bit of time to load up. I'm going to type in there, double door. And they need to be wooden doors, and they need to have a glass insert. So alright, here we go. Double wooden doors with a glass insert. There's also this one down here. I think I might use this one. So we're going to load that. Okay. So notice that the doors, when they are and bring them in, they align themselves with the surface that I'm actually putting it on. So I'm going to put on that back surface there. And zoom in a bit, and it's just it's on the surface. I need to bring it out a little bit. Let's bring it out here. Now, something you'll notice is that those doors are bigger than the space that I've got provided. So what I need to do is modify the space. So if I get around the back here, I can see the space there. I can actually make that bigger from this side here by simply pushing that surface out. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these doors and grab that bottom corner there and place it. Actually, might be easy to grab this one. Place it over that space. Okay. Oh, I see. That's a moulding. That's why it looks bigger. Go back again. Move in. I'm going to grab the door at this corner here, M, and I'm going to place it against there. I can now use push-pull tool, bring this one back until it touches the... And that's the same size as the opening now. There we go. We've got a little bit of the door frame exposed here. Wondering why that is. Maybe because we pushed that too far. We need to move this. There we go. Push that a little bit more. Okay, that's neater. Okay, so we've got the double doors, we've got our windows, we now need to put a glass door in here. So we can go back to the warehouse again, which is under Windows, 3D Warehouse. It's very slow. We're going to type in glass. No, actually, we'll put in aluminium door. Okay, we've got, there's an aluminium door there. Where's a good one that matches what we want? I think I might take this one here. Download it. I'm going to place on, this one doesn't rotate, so I'll just place that one there. And I've got to stand it up. So the first thing is I've got to rotate it into a vertical position. So I'll go over here, select Q. This case, I need to be in the red direction and I need to stand it up 90 degrees. And then I need to rotate it 90 degrees in that direction. Make sure you use 90 degrees each time, otherwise you'll end up with the door actually being slightly angled in comparison to the drawing that we've done. Now we'll use the Move Copy tool, M for Move Copy. Click on the bottom corner there and place it into that space. Now you'll notice that this is not the same height as the windows, but that's all right because if you have a look in the corner of the room, there's actually an air conditioning unit that sits on top of that takes up that space. Now this door, the window's the wrong size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that up for editing and I'm going to make the window bigger. I can do that just simply by the bottom edge and using the push-pull tool and bring it down. And again, the push-pull tool on this surface here. Maybe I need to do that from the other side. Okay, make the glass bigger, that's better. I'll leave the louvers at the bottom and I can click off that. Notice I double clicked on that to open in edit mode. Door handles on the right side, everything looks good. Now I'll leave the rest to you. You can colour in the side walls if you like, and you can find a air conditioning unit to put into that space, and that should do you for the rest of this lesson. Thank you and good luck.